and good evening. I'm Melissa Idris. Welcome to The Future is Female. This is the show where we find the extraordinary in every woman. I'm delighted to introduce my guest today, Dr. Siti Sainira Saidin, who is an anesthetist. She was part of Mercy Malaysia's mission to Gaza. She was part of the 5th Specialized Care Team that was deployed to Gaza recently, and she's here today to share her experiences with us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Melissa, for having me today.
Before we get into Gaza and the mission, I just wanted to maybe get a sense of the background, your work in anesthesiology. I've heard it described before as invisible work. Because you know, the patients don't really remember you. You're not really there kind of on the front facing with the patients, but you hold their lives in your hands, essentially. Can I ask you what drew you to the field of anesthesiology? And you've been in the field for how many years now? What's kept you there?
I've been in healthcare service for almost 17 years.
Wow.
I started my career in Johor, Muar, as a housemanship. Then after that, I did my MO-ship in Johor as well. From housemanship, we get to see our consultants and our senior doctors doing their job in the wards, in the operation theatre, in ICU, in emergencies. So when I first started my career as the young kid, I always find that I am pretty enticed, and my focus is more in ill patient. So when there is difficult cases, I always get myself drew to it, and really.
You like the tough cases?
Somehow,
difficult cases.
like by nature, it's not that I pick on it. It's just that I'm too attracted to it.
Okay.
Once I get involved, I can't stop until the patient get better. Somehow, I think that nature and instinct in me make me pay more attention to senior doctors and consultants who work hard on those cases.
Right.
So, and with that, senior doctors and consultants will slowly guide you to put you in which field of the hospital that is suitable for that doctor.
Okay.
One thing that I can't deny, our healthcare system, I would say we work as family. The senior doctors will guide those who is very enthusiastic in what they do and put them in the correct field that is suitable for their skill, their interest.
Why do you think anesthesiology is suitable for who you are as a person?
I think by nature I'm a problem solver, like that.
But this is a field that requires a really calm, level head in the most critical moments. But it also requires precision decision making.
True.
Because you can't just agak-agak. You can't just try, test,
and error. Nothing like. The thing with I think that is by nature as well. I remember one of my boss, one of my consultant, when I asked his opinion before I send my application to become a specialist in anesthesia, I asked him, boss, do you think I have what it takes to be anesthetist like you? And then he said, I think you have the criteria or the basic on to be in that field, which is anesthesia or critical area field. And I said, what is it? Then he said, when there is crisis, you never panic. You stay calm, that is the gist of any consultant in a critical area of service. That includes operation theatre, ICU, and emergency department.
So what drew you, or how did your involvement with Mercy Malaysia first begin?
When I was from the early age of my life, I've always been inspired and really really awed by people who make themselves go to difficult places where other people cannot go to offer help, you see. Since our childhood time, we have seen war happen many times. So when I see NGO here and there on TVs, they always inspired me. By nature and instinct as well, when Gaza happened, I think that day it opened up the whole world's eyes.
Yeah.
It unfolds the truth of Gaza Strip to a level that history never achieved before. At every level of generation, kindergarten kid, pre-kinder kid, primary school, regardless of in any country, teenagers, university kids,
everyone.
mashallah, they are aware, they are learned by what Gaza Strip is. If a layman who is not involved in healthcare service have that awareness, can you imagine those who is in the healthcare service, who have the skill? As for me, I work with kids a lot, I work with women a lot, and I work with patient who is complaining of pain as well. So with those knowledge that I have, it's impossible for me not to feel anything. Actually, the feeling to go to Gaza so that I can serve the women and children there has been born since the 7th October happened.
I was going to ask you about what it took, the planning and the preparation that went into going for the mission. But I think I want to go straight into what you experienced in Gaza. So when did you arrive in Gaza, and can I ask you what your first 24 hours was like? What did you see? What was the feeling? If you don't mind reliving back those first days.
Yeah, sure. So when I put the niyat to go into Gaza, I made my research. What is the best platform to go? So I put my name. I contact back my senior consultants, who is very involved in NGO. So they give me contacts here and there until my name is put in the list of anesthetists to go to Gaza. I waited for 1 year before I get to be chosen to go to Gaza. In that 1 year, I go through Mercy training, so that Mercy Malaysia is very professional. I've never seen NGO so professional as
they have an SOP, right? They've done these missions many times.
Amazing. NGO, to me, before I learned about Mercy Malaysia's SOP and the way they work, I thought all NGOs are the same. Until I get myself involved, heavily involved with their operations. They are very professional. When I learned that they are the legit official with strong international connection and platform to go into Gaza, which is the WHO via United Nations, I really follow their training one by one according to their schedule.
Okay.
So by the time we get the green light to go in, so all of us were actually happy, and at the same time we have a feeling of let's be calm about it. Everyone is excited, we know, but this is not a traveling and tourism visit. This is a mission of into a hot crisis area.
An active war zone.
Active
right?
war zone with
Humanitarian crisis.
and we know international law is not very well respected there. But knowing that, all of us are very determined to go in, because the more humanitarian crisis is happening in one place, the more international NGO need to be present there.
Yeah.
So when we first enter in the first 24 hours,
What month was that? When was that?
it was in Ramadan.
It was Ramadan. Was this the ceasefire had already been broken?
Yes,
right?
the ceasefire has been breached. And the active bombing start happening again. The aids and the medical aids are all being stopped, being blocked. Okay. So when we first enter, when we first arrive in the center of Gaza land, safely, sort of safely, we were very grateful, because we went through the process, and Alhamdulillah, somehow the process, we went through the process without
no major challenges.
Without major events or major distraction. I suppose that is the barakah of Ramadan. All of us are very happy. When we first arrived, we remember we had to do our jama', our Zuhur and Asar jama', and when we enter, we arrive at the center of Gaza Strip, while our assignment is actually at the north of the Gaza Strip. Oh. So by the time we arrived, it was near Maghrib, and we, as an SOP, we have agreed we will not travel during the night. So we had to take to find shelter in a nearing place.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah, one of the NGO of another international NGO saw us there, so they took us into their place and gave us a room and food to break our fast that day. And then the next day, we do our Solat Tarawih together, and then another sahur, and then continue fasting, and the next day we took we are being escorted to go to the north, to Al Shifa Hospital.
So you were based in Al Shifa Hospital.
Yes.
Who was your first patient? Who did you treat? What kind of injuries did you see?
My first patient, I was in Gaza for 1 month. That first patient, I get to see him until he recovered.
Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. It's a 9 years old kid.
Oh, wow.
But he was so small because of malnutrition. He looked like a 7 years old. MashaAllah, that kid, I remember him. I'm not sure if I can mention his name, but I remember his name. When I received him, he is already he was brought in to emergency department because he had his village has been bombed that night. He have bomb shrapnel in his kidney, in his lung, and bits and pieces in his arms and legs. So that kid, he was about 20 kilos for a 9 years old. That's very light. So I did surgery for him for the first time. It was around during the day, morning shift. He need blood transfusion. After he had 4 surgeons worked on him. One for the kidney, one for the limbs, and one for the one in his lung. So we brought him after the surgery. He survived the surgery. Subhanallah.
Oh, as an anesthetist, how do you manage pain when you have such limited resources because of the medical aid is not coming in because of the blockade? How do you work with what you have?
In Al Shifa situation at the time, we still have long-acting opioids, narcotics, that is available. So I balance between narcotics and peripheral nerve block. Peripheral nerves block. Peripheral nerves block lasts longer compared to the one that is injected into the patient's blood. I really make full use of peripheral nerve blocks when I was in Gaza, because at the time the drugs were readily available, and it is not difficult to perform, and it lasts longer until the operation day of the next day, without patient to have to feel drowsy.
But do you know what the situation is now?
It's pretty bad from what I heard compared to before. I have left Gaza Strip for almost 1 month now.
So it's been 3 months since the blockade of all aid coming in.
Yes.
So I can imagine, so it's not just famine, but the medical resources must have been depleted.
Depleted and depleting. In fact, I think recently we heard in the news that Al Shifa Hospital Director Dr. Muhammad is asking for people to allow blood to be transferred in, so that blood transfusion can be done to patients for resuscitation and recovery.
Dr. Sanira, I don't know whether this is very painful to remember, but was there a moment from the 30 days that stayed with you?
I think every moment of that 30 days stayed with me. I can't forget any of the moment. The sad moment, the joy moment. When I was there, I managed to do 2 brain surgery, 2 brain tumor surgery. That was sorry.
It's okay.
I think, and 1 spine tumor surgery in such very limited resources, very limited technology, very limited time to make them have a comfort treatment and comfort room to recover. But they recover fast, with like they never did surgery before. They are amazing people. Gaza, amazing people. These 2 brain tumor surgery patients, when I did surgery on them, I used very basic anesthetic drugs that is available on that land. While in our country, we will use ultra drugs so that we can get a good neurological recovery for our patient. But for these 3 surgery, as much as I can, I tried my best to use whatever basic anesthetic drugs there on the land, and I tried my best to emulate the effect of ultra drugs using these basic drugs. I tried my very best to emulate those effects. I cannot get exactly as the effect of an ultra drugs of anesthesia, but with what we had, the patient wake up after surgery with full conscious level, pain free. Patient can talk to family member, they can drink, they can eat. And when I show the video of the surgery to family member, and the family member get to see the father become like that, the joy that they show is the joy that I can never forget.
Yeah.
Those are the joy moments that I had when I was in Gaza. In Gaza, good news are very rare. Most of the time, the news are poignant, disheartening. For example, we bring in food aid. We want to bring for 3 villages, but not all the people in the village get to eat the food. So those are the disheartening news, you see. You want to give, but not all of them can get it.
Because it wasn't enough, or?
It wasn't enough because the resources is limited. As much as you want to help everyone, the reality is you can only help with what you have. So those are the reality that any NGO need to have in their mind when they are being deployed to a situation like this, so that a little disheartening situation like that will not make you feel down for so many days.
You didn't. I'm sure what you saw and observed must have taken such an emotional toll on you. No matter how prepared anyone is, when you are faced with such destruction and tragedy and death, it will take a emotional toll on you. How did you make sure that you were able to get up and serve every day your mission, what you wanted to do?
The most difficult emotion that I had there was how I wish I can do more. How I wish, I'm not supposed to say this, how I wish one day we have 36 hours.
Okay.
You see?
Not enough hours in the day to help.
Not enough hours. How I wish we get to bring supplies. How I wish we get to bring more people to help. But all this, the more you think like that, the more it will make you feel heavy to start your day tomorrow. So I make peace with myself. I am here with what I have. I am here with the people that I have. This is my team, and I am here to be one of the tools that Allah have put so many tools already in that land. You are just one of the tools. Just make full use of yourself with whatever that I have. So with that, I get up every day, and every day we are somehow we keep our spirit high every day. MashaAllah, the team that we went was a very perky and good team.
Is it true that you were the only anesthetist in the Gaza Strip?
Pain interventionist.
Pain interventionist in the entire Gaza Strip?
Yes.
At that time when you were deployed?
At the time. So when we were 25 days in Al-Shifa. In Al-Shifa, I teach the junior doctors blocks a lot, and they really appreciate it. They are very enthusiastic learner. Especially the juniors, the junior anesthesia doctors, and even the medical student and the interns. They are when I was there, I made myself full use in all the critical areas, including the red zone, the resuscitation of emergency department. So I bring the interns with me to teach them how to make yourself useful in a resuscitation area. So I teach them to insert cannula, which is a very basic thing. But if no one shows that to the interns, they wouldn't know what to do. Intern basically, they are from the book people, and to teach them how to use whatever that they learn from the book to the patient.
The practical part.
The practical part. If you don't initiate and teach them how to put it on the real world, they wouldn't know what to do. So those are another joy that I had. I enjoy teaching the juniors when I teach them, and when I get to see them become better and they become specialists today. Subhanallah, it's the best feeling ever.
That's really lovely to hear.
Yes.
Can I ask you, the minute or so that we have left, I've heard so much about the strength and resilience of the Palestinians.
Yes.
Is that what you observed as well?
Yes. They are. There's no way people can make them disappear. They are very resilient. I've never seen what resilient really look like until I went there. They, as much as they are being, as much as people determined to make them disappear, their determination to exist is probably tenfold compared to the people who want to destroy them. They make sure buy and selling happen every day, despite whatever that is happening to them, despite being boots being put on their neck, literally or figuratively. They tried their best to make sure buy and selling happening every day on that land. Education happens every day on that land, whether it's in a tent or in a refugee camp or in a little house that they may use to make it become school. Well, imagine for the last 77 years that Gaza Strip have 97% literacy rate.
Some of the highest in the world.
Highest. Despite being oppressed and being sieged, being in prison. Amazing. Amazing people. How can you destroy people like that? No one can destroy them if Allah does not allow it to happen.
That is the free Palestine we will see one day.
Yes, and 67 of them are PhD and master holder.
Amazing.
Amazing. Subhanallah.
Dr. Sainara, thank you so much for being on the show with me today. I really appreciate you coming and sharing your experiences with us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
That's all we have for you on this episode of The Future is Female. I'm Melissa Idris signing off for the evening. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.